All right. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. All right. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. And peace and blessings be multiplied on all you brethren preaching His word in all sincerity and in truth. All right. It's Brother Dama Gabar out here with another live lesson to come out here and prophesy and preach the downfall of Babylon the Great. And speak this glorious gospel into the 12 tribes of Israel, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, as we're in the last days of this so-called society, you know, we've been given the duty and the honor to come out here and to preach the word of the Heavenly Father, who in the Paleo Hebrew, his true name is Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, and his son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. You know, in the Paleo Hebrew and the Lashawan Kodash. You know, we come out here and we speak, you know, in the power and the spirit of the Heavenly Father, you know, and in those names in the Paleo Hebrew, not in the English, not in the Assyrian, you know, not in the in any other so-called dialect of the Hebrew, but the ancient Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash. All right, and like we do week in and week out, we come out here on the highways and the byways and to prophesy this word and to preach this glorious gospel. Lord willing, to fish in and to gather in the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, and you know, as you've been paying attention to what's going on out there in the world, man, hey, all the signs are here. Prophecy is literally jumping off of the page. You know, everything that's supposed to be happening according to prophecy is happening right now. You know, and it's all in the favor for the elect of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, because we can't reach our final destination, which is salvation, which is the kingdom of heaven, to receive those new glorious bodies, you know, to have the rulership over all of our enemies and over the heathen nations until Babylon the Great is fallen. And it's fallen, man. And this place is falling. This place is deteriorating each and every day, man, faster and faster each and every day. You know, if you're paying attention and you're standing up on your watch, every time you're looking out in the world, you're reading articles, you're reading different alternative news sites, you're going on different YouTube pages and reading articles and getting information, all signs are pointing towards the end and the fall of Babylon the Great, which is America, and the end of the so-called rulership of Esau, Edom. All right, and we're waiting for a few major prophecies to happen, which, Lord willing, 2024 will be the year that the Lord brings in Jacob's trouble, which Jacob's trouble is also Esau's trouble. All right, and we're waiting for the charagma, the micro C-hip, and World War III to pop off. And those are things that are majorly and heavily inside the news, man. World War III right now. You got Poland getting ready they're getting set up to do some type of false flag to accuse Russia of an attack so that NATO can get involved and they can go over there and have an excuse to go and attack Russia before they fully take over Ukraine. You know, you got the situation over there with the small hats. You got America and UK bombing those Houthis, which is an Iranian-backed regime. So, you know, hey, everything is leading towards these last few great prophecies, and our salvation is drawing nigh even closer than when we believe. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen next week or in the next 2 weeks, but hey, Lord willing, by the end of this year, maybe in the beginning of 2025, man. But all the signs are there that, hey, our salvation is drawing nigh, man. And we're about to literally see the fall of all of our enemies, all right? Esau, Edom is on his way out, and the glorification and the rising up of the 12 tribes of Israel is nigh, man. So we just got to stay strong, stay committed, continue to push forward, man. You know, put all your cares of this life behind you. You know, trust that Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai is going to take care of all the little menial things that you need to get done as far as, you know, having a roof over your head, having food on your table, having your daily bread and your daily necessities, and just keep pushing and keep, you know, fighting this good fight of faith, man. Because at the end of the day, time is on our side, prophecy is on our side, and it's against Esau, Edom, and this damn devil, man. But hey, as you can see, hey, the Lord's about to turn 2024 up, man. It's already, what, 12 days in, and all type of SHIT is happening. All type of crazy and unexpected things are happening. You had, you know, but some of us believe that, you know, the Lord was showing the angels over there in Miami, you know, at that mall. You know, you got, you know, the chariot sightings all over the place. You know, matter of fact, on Monday, I think they're about to have the new Davos meeting. They're about to meet again over there in Davos, Switzerland, the WEF, and they said that the main concern and the main topic that they're going to be talking about at the World Economic Forum is mis and disinformation, man. which is ultimately them saying they're about to come and crack down on anybody speaking the truth or anybody that has a narrative that goes against, you know, their agenda, which is not everybody, but, you know, mainly the men of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know, they're just going to use these major people like Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and these major, you know, more commercial entities to find some type of backwards way to come and eventually get at the men of the Lord, man. And we had a taste of that during the pandemic when they was taking down brothers' videos, striking your pages. And you see now they kind of eased up. Now they'll just give you they'll just take down your video, but they won't give you a strike. You see, but hey, after this Davos meeting, who knows, you know, what trick they're gonna pull out to just start taking down pages by the hundreds, by the thousands, or they might just do like a small little minor cyber attack and just shut down, you know, the so-called access to the internet, which we know that's part of their agenda and that's part of their plans. But, you know, hey, all these things must happen before, you know, the great and terrible day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. And we're praying and hoping that we're on the right side of that judgment when it happens. So we got to stay focused, stay in our lane, and continue to, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Those of us who came in during the Great Awakening, you know, that's still in our right minds, that's still in the right spirits, to do what we've been doing since we've been called into this thing and just, you know, ride this thing out, man. You know, this is not a sprint, you know, but hey, it's almost to that last 100 meters to where you're gonna have to just give it all out so that you can cross that finish line, you know. But other than that, man, hey, we're living in some serious times, man, and there are all type of stuff that's happening all over the earth, man, that can be linked to biblical prophecy. And when you see it, it should pump you up and give you more energy in your spiritual battery pack to keep pushing and to keep fighting for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. All right, because hey, the prophecy is everywhere. Prophecy is popping off everywhere. You see, and hey, the more you look into it, the more that it should give you hope. The more it should encourage you to keep pushing and keep fighting, man. And know that hey, our reward, you know that the reward of the elect is certain and it's sure, man. But we just have to finish our job and continue to do what we've been called in this thing to do. So I got some precepts lined up. You know, I got a bunch of articles I want to go into, just showing you the times that we're living in and how prophecy is literally jumping off the page. And hey, the Lord is working, man. The Lord is doing things out here, you know. And hey, and it's all towards the you know, the end of this place, so all things can be fulfilled, so we can get the hell up out of here, man. So brothers, stay in the spirit, keep pushing, and just stay focused, man. Because hey, hey, great things the Lord's about to do on this earth before all is said and done. And, you know, and He's about to show His men of the Lord, you know, a lot of amazing things that's going to boost our faith and keep us in this fight and keep us in the right frame of mind, man. So I want to start here in 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. It says, He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And how do you measure the times diligently? By you measure the times by what's happening according to prophecy. You know, standing upon your watch, seeing what's happening and what's going on around the world and how it can be linked to biblical prophecy. You see, so that we can know the signs and the times that we're seeing. We know that the return of Yahushua is drawing nigh, and our salvation is hand in hand with that, and also the destruction and us being avenged of all of our enemies, starting with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know, no more captivity, no more slavery, man, no more bondage, no more having to serve under this wicked, filthy, corrupted, stank-ass kingdom anymore, man. We're going to be in our rulership and in our kingdom, man. We're going to control the vibration of the earth. We're going to control how everything is being handled and under what vibration is going to be done under. You know, hey, we're finally going to have our righteous place on this earth. Hey, we're finally going to get the so-called black woman back in her right mind, you know? And that's going to be something we're going to have to see in the kingdom to believe. You know, we believe it, but hey, you're going to have to rub your eyes when we're in the kingdom and see the so-called black woman with her mouth shut, with her body covered, and her humble and in her right mind, man. And that's going to be a sight to see. That's going to be a glorious day as well. And the rest of the women of the tribes to get back in their righteous order. You see? So these are the things, you know, this is why we're looking past Babylon, we're looking past America, and we're looking towards the world to come, man. Where rest is going to be allowed. Righteousness is going to be all that's going to be ever on this earth, man. But it's going to start when the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua cuts the cancer Esau Edom out of this earth. You see? It says, when thou, so like it said, He answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And the Lord is visiting this place in all type of ways, you know. Now we know the ultimate visitation is going to be when Yahweh Shai cracked those clouds, when he comes with the thousands and thousands of angels to come into judge, to make war upon, you know, these nations and their armies and the 2/3 and all these different nations out here. But before that, the Lord's going to be visiting this place, man. He's going to be allowing all type of apparitions, which could have been one over there in Miami. You know, he's going to plague Egypt. He's going to plague Babylon the Great, which is spiritually Egypt, with plagues as before. The Lord's going to let these apparitions and these people, he's going to bring that total darkness. He's going to bring all type of pestilence, sicknesses, and all type of plagues and judgments upon this place before it's all is said and done, man. All right? And it's our job to come out here and to tell you and to give our people a warning before it happens, for you to get yourself in the right mind frame and to get yourself in the right spirit so that you can be delivered from all of these said perils and these evils and these apparitions, you know, so you don't fall into the temptation of Esau when that MOTB is presented. You know, when all hell is breaking loose, you're going to be in that safe, secure, and under the wings of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You see, and the Lord's going to allow us to sit back and to watch these people get the judgments and the destruction that they ultimately deserve, man. And Lord willing, we'll be preserved from all of these things, and we'll be on the right hand of it all, man. See. It says, you know, like I said, you know, it's going to be a lot of visitation the Lord's bringing. Hey, matter of fact, the Lord is about to bring a visitation over there to the Midwest and to all those states. I got an article on that, man. All right? The Lord's bringing that Arctic blast. And who knows, Esau might turn off, you know, he might, oopsie daisy, and then it might be a so-called minor terrorist attack to where they turn the lights out and they hit the power grid so these people can't have no heat and no electricity during this whole Arctic blast that's supposed to be here in the next couple of days, man. And in some of them states, they're talking about it's going to be -40 wind chill, man. That's like some serious hypothermia type of shit. But those are all part of the visitations that Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is about to bring upon this place, and it's just starting right now, man. And it's going to get more and more intense. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and we see that all over the place. Over there in, what is that, Switzerland, you got those farmers over there protesting the hell out of the government and the World Economic Forum because they're not allowing them to farm. They're doing away with their ability to feed themselves and to farm, you know, over there in Switzerland, which they produce a huge amount of food for the whole planet Earth. And they're coming with that ESG, with that sustainability shit, and they're totally locking those farmers out of their ability to farm. So they're having uproars and they're protesting the hell out of over there in Switzerland, man. And you got protests happening all over the earth. You just don't hear about it on the mainstream media, but all these things are happening, you know? Earthquakes are happening all over the place, man, you know? So all these things are the signs that the Lord is showing his prophets and the men of the Lord of the return of Yahweh Shai, and that we're at the very end of this society. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, right? And we're living at the times of the end of the rule and the rule of the heathen. All right, like Scripture tell you, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that's exactly where we are in a biblical timeline. Is the fall of Esau and the rising up of the 12 tribes of Israel, the rising up of Jacob. And that's why the prophets are out here prophesying. That's why you see the elect being sealed. That's why you see this word going out throughout all the four corners of the earth, because it's the time of Esau's end. All right. And the Most High always sent his prophets to go out and prophesy before major things took place and major events and prophecy was fulfilled. And we see it happening right now all over the planet Earth, man. All right, and it's undeniable. Esau sees it, and he's terrified, man. All right, all these different nations, they see us out here. They see the prophets. They see the Israelites standing upon their feet, man. And what does it say when we will stand upon our feet? That great fear will fall upon these different nations. All right? Because that's always been their main goal. Like, you know, Esau, Edom, these different nations, you know, they'll fight amongst each other. They'll do business with each other. But one thing that they all have in common is that they've all have one accord, and they're all agree of one another to keep you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans in a dumbed down, lost, wicked state, constantly keep us rebelling against Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, so that they could, you know, have the upper hand over us, man. All right, but in these last days, hey, the Lord has raised up his remnant. He's raising up his elect, and these nations, nothing that they can do to stop it, man. So all of the billions of dollars and lies and universities and these different institutions of lower learning, the witchcraft, the sorcery, the philosophies that had a hold over our people for a long time. Now, hey, the Lord has broken down that barrier and he's breathed back into us the breath of life. And now you have the elect standing upon our feet, and we out here back up in our right minds, man. The Lord through the Spirit pulled us out of those graves, and now we're standing upon our feet, and these nations are through. And they know, especially Esau, these elites know that what we're doing is divine intervention, man. Because Esau has a lot of control over a lot of things, but one thing he don't have control over is the elect being raised up and the breath and the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to fulfill that. You see, so now that we're out here prophesying, we're standing upon our feet and we're speaking this man's existence and his end into existence. Now, hey, all that's left to happen is for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to come out and to physically play it out, man. It says, for like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and ending in effects and signs. Right. And one of the wonders and powerful works is the elect being raised up. The fact that we have access back to the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, Nate, and you other bugged out Israelite, well, mainly the IUIC, talking about we ain't gonna get the name until all hell breaks loose and we're in the kingdom. No, you're wrong, man. All right, we have the names, and we have that breath into it right now, and this is part of the power and the wonders of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai as the end is about to come fully into effect. And one of the major effects is going to be when Yahushai crack those clouds, man, and when they see the elect being beamed up into the chariots, man. When the chariots start really showing themselves and they really get so close that they're going to start doing that work, man, then people are going to really consider. Then you're going to realize, hey, we ain't as crazy as you think we are, man, and that the scriptures are 100% valid and true, all right? And that's going to be a day, that's going to be the biggest I told you so in the history of the earth, man. And we're hoping and praying that we're on the receiving end of that, man, all right? And ultimately seeing Esau be destroyed, man. Because a lot of people don't believe that the so-called white man is that he's going to go down. His kingdom is not going to be forever, man. He's not always going to have the power and the rulership and this powerful military and influence, and being untouchable. Hey, that was only for a certain amount of time. And now we're living in a time to where all these different nations, Russia's, the BRICS nations, they're all gathering together their military ultimately to shoot nuclear missiles here on Babylon the Great, America, man. And that's going to be the end of Esau's chapter, as Nas would say, It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith. And that's what it's about, man. That's how we're going to escape. Not by, gathering up guns, not by having a lot of money in the bank, not by building your own personal bunker or having a 10 billion in Bitcoin to where you can somehow escape America and think you're going to escape somewhere. Hey, it's going to be by your faith and by your works are you going to be able to be delivered. And that's been awarded to the elect, the chosen, And that's why we got to continue to keep pushing and remain faithful and honorable in the sight of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, so that we can escape all these things which are coming upon the earth, man. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith where ye have believed shall be preserved from the said perils. You know what perils are? Bad times, evil times. Look at the word perils, man. All right? Let's look at the word perils in the regular dictionary. Just the definition for the word peril in the Oxford languages, it says perils, serious and immediate danger. See? Danger, jeopardy, risk, exposed to danger, threatened. Yeah, you see? And that's what we're trying to be preserved from. And to be preserved means to be delivered or saved from that. And like I said, we know that these evil times are coming, man. Dark times, perils, famine, destruction, judgment. All these things are coming by the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai as judgment upon this earth in the near future, man. You see, and it's going to be by our works and by our faith coming out here and prophesying this word. Trying to keep these law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. Trying to keep these high holy days as best as we can. Being cordial, being brotherly. Walking honestly and purely in the sight of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai as much as possible. It says, shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning, which is the elect, man. They've been sanctified, cleansed from the Most High, you see? And it was just a matter of time that the elect would be sanctified and cleansed by the hearing of this word, man. I can tell you that. Let me get that real quick. In Psalms 119, man. That's how you can be cleansed. So you ain't got to necessarily be, physically baptized in some water. The true baptism is of this, the washing of the water of this word, man. Let me get that in Psalms 119. This is Psalms 119 and verse, start at 8. It says, I will keep thy statutes, O forsake me not utterly. Verse 9, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy word, you see? And that's how you cleanse your way. That's how you become sanctified, man. And that's what the Lord has given to his elect in these last days, man. He's given them this word, which has cleansed us, which has sanctified us. And it started by the cleansing of our minds, the cleansing of our minds, how we've been living, our thought processes, our actions, how we living. The Lord has given us the ability to be cleansed by this word, man. And Lord willing, we remain all the way until the end. But you got 2/3 of our people, man, hey, they're about to catch pure and utter hell out here. And it's going to be warranted because we've came out here and gave you the warning. Through the Spirit of the Most High, we've been out here prophesying, we've been out here on the highways and the byways. You got brothers out there right now in certain states where it's cold as all hell, man, where it's probably snowing, raining, but they're still out there diligently preaching this word and giving you the words from the mouth of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and letting you know what the Lord is expecting and what the Lord is about to ultimately perform out here, man. All right? It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. Hey, and that's what the Lord is about to bring. A whole lot of torments, a whole lot of judgment, a whole lot of hell, man, destruction. You see? And nobody can say that they're without an excuse because you've all heard this word. You've all come across the Hebrew Israelites, man. This word has gone global. This word has gone throughout the four corners of the earth. Like I said, you got brothers going live right now in damn near every major state here in the United States. Brothers overseas, brothers in Africa, brothers in Jamaica and the islands, man. You got brothers over there in Italia prophesying this word, in Germany, man. Shit, you even had a brother that was prophesying and speaking this word in sign language, So Jake, you ain't got no excuse, man. You see? But at the end of the day, hey, the warning has gone forth. The Lord has extended his hand. Hey, and we know that the elect are going to take heed and grab it. And 2/3, hey, I'm reading about your fate right now. You see? It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not but despised it, which is still right now. Hey, because repentance is still open. The doors of mercy are still open right now, but eventually that time is going to expire, and the Lord's going to shut those doors of mercy, man. And if you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, guess what? And you've been lollygagging and bullshitting, and you haven't really fully come into this thing, man. Hey, guess what? When that door of mercy shut, whatever is hanging out is going to get totally chopped off, man. You got 1 foot in, and you got the rest of the foot in the world. Hey, when the Lord shuts that doors of mercy, that foot that was in there is going to get completely chopped off clean, man. And you're going to be left out in outer darkness, and there'll be gnashing and wailing of teeth. Oh, your brother just did that video. You see that young Jake who got burnt up in that Tesla, man. And the Lord allowed that to be recorded and chronicled so that the elect can get wind, and then we can play. Brothers did videos on that showing you the terror of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And how many Jake you think is going to see that and take heed and really fear? Only a chosen few, man. Everybody else is going to be like, damn, my nigga, and they're going to just pass on by. Because they ain't going to see they're not going to understand that as the true terror of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And then most of them will say, well, the Lord don't do that. The devil did that. Oh, yeah? Let me get this real fast, man. Because Jake don't fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. They don't know the Lord. They don't understand the judgment, This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 9. It says, see now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand, you see? So when that Jay got burnt up in that Tesla, guess what? That was the will of the Most High, man. The Lord decided to burn that nigga up. Because who knows? He could have been a scoffer. He could have been a mocker. He could be one of them niggas on the keyboard that'll come across a brother's live show and just start talking shit. He might have drove by the camp talking shit. He probably threw something at the brothers. He probably, was probably told about he's an Israelite, he need to repent, and he probably scoffed him off and said, nigga, Jake gave him a little Tesla, so obviously he got to have a little bit of money, so he probably more was worried about, him doing him, man. He's stunting in the Tesla. He probably thought he was winning until that day that Tesla locked up and burnt his ass on fire, man. And he was talking about, help me, cuz, help me. Hey, I can't. And he literally got burned alive, man. And that's just an inkling of the ultimate judgment, which is the nuclear missiles that the Lord's going to rain down upon this place, man. And when I watched that video, that shit scared the shit out of me, man. And, it really makes you check yourself and make sure that you in the spirit, man. Hey, you pray to the Lord that the Lord constantly forgive you of your sins, You start getting on your knees and you start repenting for stuff you probably didn't even do, but you still, you see that and it puts fear in you. It says, for I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, and that was judgment that happened to that Jake and that Tesla, man. I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me, you see? And that's what the Lord has the power to do that, man. So you don't want to be found an enemy of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because like it says, when he takes hold on judgment, hey, and the Lord gives that green light to the death angels, hey, that's it, man. That's it for you. You're through, So let me get back here. It says, and they that love my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet a place of repentance was opened unto them, understood not but despised it, the same must know it after death by pain, man. And that's what we're about to see a whole lot of in this year 2024, man. It's going to be a whole lot of judgment and a whole lot of crazy shit that's about to happen out here, man. All right, and Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is going to be the author and the quarter. He's going to be quarterbacking all of it, man. You see? And Jake is going to be out here without an excuse, man. And let me get this first article, man. Because like I said, hey, the Lord, this is going to be a big year of visitation, man. Especially if this is the year that the Lord brings Jacob's trouble. Hey, the Lord's going to be visiting a lot of you wicked 2/3 Jake out here, and just a lot of you people in general, man. There's going to be a whole lot of final destination type of judgment going on out here. And nobody's going to be able to escape it, man. Because if the Lord has that slated for you, hey, what can you do? All right, so let me get this first article showing you some of the visitations of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? This is from the Washington Post. It says, planet's most abnormally cold air to surge into lower 48 states, you see? And what is that? That's the visitation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Whether it's Esau using his harp, whether it's not, man. It's all the visitation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, right? This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 2. It says, behold, the Lord have a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand, you see? And that's what happens when the Lord takes hold on judgment. And that's what you see happening in the lower 48 right now, man, which is supposed to kick in today and going on for the next few days, man. It's going to be abnormally cold, man. It's even been cold here, honestly, for California, because I work at night during the middle of the night, and it's been 38 degrees, man. It's been cold as hell. California cold, as I like to call it, man. I'm talking about freezing, man. Now, it ain't as bad as what these 48 states are going to be, but hey, this is all the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. This is the Lord visiting. And like I said, this is just the tip of it. It's going to get more and more crazy, more and more abnormal, more and more things out of the ordinary, man. The Lord's going to have more of those shadow sightings going on around this place. Because these people need to be visited, man. Because they don't fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. They don't fear the Lord, man. They just live on and do whatever the hell they want to do, act however they want to act, not thinking that any judgment or that the Heavenly Father is not pissed off, man. But they're going to learn the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, Lord willing, this year. Especially the Lord bring in Jacob trouble. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're really going to understand the fear of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And by the time you get it through your thick skull, for a lot of you, it's going to be too late, man. But it says, stunning cold is crashing southward from the Arctic into the lower 48 states. It could break hundreds of records this weekend into early next week. The bitter cold will arrive in the wake of another blockbuster storm sweeping the nation. The Arctic blast will produce the planet's biggest negative temperature anomalies over part of the western and central United States, in some places up to 60 degrees below normal, man. God damn. Hey, that's the Lord, man. And like I said, this would be a time where Esau could, do a so-called power grid outage, man. where they can say, oh, the power grid couldn't handle the storm and it blew, and leave thousands and millions of people in cold, bitter, big cold with no electricity, no heat, and no ability to warm themselves, man. You know, Lord willing, if he does that, you know, hey, the brothers be taken care of, and the Lord make provision for them. But for the ones that the Lord want this judgment and that to happen to, hey, it's going to be a cold winter, man. It's going to be a cold couple of days. And we know last year what happened was that 2 years ago in Texas when that Arctic blast hit, how that shit jacked up everybody. That was a lot of them people in Texas. Yeah, people dying from carbon monoxide poisoning. People died of hypothermia, frostbite. Well, this is going to be even colder than that was, man. And this is all the visitation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. And this is why you got to fear the Lord, man. And like I said, this is just early in 2024. We got a long way to go, man. And remember, these devils is talking about all type of terrorist attack, black swan events. They're talking about financial collapse, you know, cyber attacks, you know. Oh, you even got this thing called cyber kills, where they can, like, you know, use artificial intelligence to, as you're driving down the road, they can cyberly attack the street lights. They can be green, all of a sudden they can make the light turn red in the middle of you going down the cross section and cause accidents, man. They can tap into these different electric vehicles. You know, a lot of these newer cars, they have the ability to hack into those cars, man, and do all type of shit, man. So all type of stuff is on the table for what the Lord's going to allow to happen this year, man. It says, it will make for icy NFL playoff games in Kansas City and Buffalo this weekend, and frigid Iowa caucus Monday, and could test the Texas power grid. You see, you know, and that, like I said, that can be an opportunity that they could just turn off the power grid and be like, oh, it was the, and blame it on this storm, man, and allow a lot of people to be affected and to be, you know, to freeze to death, man, or to be caught up in this bitter storm, man, you know. But it ought to be the judgment of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It says, on Friday morning, the cold had already begun to invade large parts of the western and central United States. The most extreme cold was in northern Montana, where wind chills plunged as low as -60. Come on, bro, -60? That's some serious visitation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. It says, with actual air temperatures as low as -30. Air temperatures plummeted into single digits as far as southern Kansas and as far east as Minneapolis. It is poised to turn even more frigid over the weekend. Wind chills below -40 degrees are forecast for much of the northern plains and northern Rockies. This will pose an increased risk of frostbite on exposed skin and hypothermia. The National Weather Service warned, have a cold survival kit if you must. For more than 28 million people are under wind chill alerts from eastern Washington state to Missouri, man. Hey, so that's a visitation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Read that again. It says, behold, the Lord have a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hell and a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing, shall cast down to the earth with the hand. You see? Hey, and that's the visitation of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. This is Isaiah 29:6. It says, thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire, man. You see? These are all the visitations of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. You know, like I said, prayers is up for the brothers that's in those different states that's going to be having to deal with that bullshit. But hey, you know, Lord willing, the Lord's going to take care of them brothers, and they'll be all right, man. But the rest of the wicked, the two-thirds, you demons out there, hey, man, hey, good luck, man. And like I said, don't let Esau pull no goddamn slick shit or pull the power grid couldn't take that storm, and you win that shit with no electricity and no power. And the average person, you know, if it's that bad and you snowed in, you ain't gonna be able to go outside and chop no wood out of the tree. Hopefully you were smart and you planned ahead and you had some already on deck. But hey, man, that's a serious visitation, man. You see, but the brothers that are out there, hey, you know, the Lord's gonna protect them brothers, man. The Lord's gonna keep them, you know, delivered from that situation, so that they don't get overtaken by that storm or have their pipes burst in their house, or, you know, they'd be so cold they had to get in their car and die of carbon monoxide poisoning, which you had a couple of people that happened to, because it was so cold they didn't know what to do. They just started to get in their car and they had the goddamn garage door down, running their heater in the car, and they died of carbon monoxide poisoning, man. Literally died in their sleep, man. All right, this is Psalm chapter 33, verse 16. Let me see. This is Psalms 33 and 18. It says, behold, the eyes of Yahweh is upon them that fear him, and upon them that hope in his mercy. And who's the eyes of the Lord? The angels, man. They're going to watch over and protect brothers that are in that situation, you know? The Lord's going to be with them, you see? It says, to deliver their soul from death. Hey, some people are going to die a frosty death in that situation, man. All of the homeless people out there, all the people who don't have somewhere to go, you know, all the people who just out shit on their luck, you know, squatting somewhere or living somewhere you ain't got access to adequate heat or warmth, man. People are going to be delivered unto a frosty death, man. But those, you know, but the sincere Akim will be all right, man. It says, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine, our soul waited for Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. He is our help and our shield, for our heart shall rejoice in him, because we have trusted in his holy name, Nate, IUIC. Hey, because being in a situation like that, man, hey, you got to call on the names of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You got to pray, man, that the Lord, you know, protects you, keeps you safe, you know, allow your electricity to stay on, man. Allow it that if you got to, you know, leave wherever you at to go to where other brothers are at, if you can make it in a safe manner to go there, and you can be all right and safe, man. See? It says, let thy mercy, O Yahweh, be upon us according as we hope in thee. See? See? So the sincere ones, they're going to be taken care of, man. And this is what we're hoping, you know, throughout all 2024, when all hell is breaking loose, man. You know? When they bring in martial law, man, when this shit really hits the fan and all hell breaks loose, our trust is going to be in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And this is why we're trying to store up our treasures now while we can, man. You know, by our faith and good works, we're going to be delivered from all of these said perils, man. Because this is about to get real ugly and real nasty 2024, Lord willing, man. All right? Oh, I got some other shit to show you, all right? So we're going to have to be delivered. Let me get this. What's that, Job 5? Yeah, let me get Job, the 5th chapter, man. Because we're going to need it, man. Because Esau's about to come down with that great wrath, man. He's losing the information war. Ain't nobody trusting his ass. So the only option he has is to come down with great wrath, man. And they're having this World Economic Forum meeting. They're going to be like, look, now is the time. We got to just go all out, man. We got to bring constant fear-based scenarios, man. We got to keep these people in a constant state of fear. We got to do this. We got to blow up this. We got to allow this to happen, that to happen. Constantly keep these people minds fucked up from one thing to the next, man. You know, do one thing and then come right back with another thing so that they forget about the last thing that happened and just do this, do that, man. You know, keep these people fearful and terrified so where they'll be able to give up more of their rights. They'll be afraid to come outside, man. You know, they'll be basically begging the government to come in and to take total control and come with the answers to play savior, which is going to be a complete, system of enslavement and control that they're going to offer as a solution, man. All right. It says, Job chapter 5, verse 19, it says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. And this is only for the elect, you know, the Lord's servants, man. All right. It says, it says, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Hey, and war is on the horizon, man. Like I said, World War III is brewing. Let me see. Let me do this real fast, and I'm gonna come back. Oh look, this is from InfoWars. It says, what do you call a war with China, plus a war with Russia, plus a colossal war in the Middle East? I know what that's called. Let me get that in Revelations 11 and 4, man. We know what that's called, and we know that these things are all a part of biblical prophecy. These things are all on the menu, man, and they're all vastly approaching. And the Lord is working on the minds of these kings to make these things to happen to fulfill his will, man. This is Revelations 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, that's what that's called, man. All right, the third woe, which I'm gonna get into that after I read this other article. But it says, what do you call a war with China, plus a war with Russia, plus a colossal war in the Middle East? That's going to lead to nuclear annihilation of Babylon the Great, man. All right? America finally being dealt its final hand. Salaki. That's what that's called, man. And we can see it as plain as day, you know? It's going to continually escalate because that's ultimately the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? And you got Esau, you got America thinking, and Joe Biden and the administration, his handlers, really thinking that they're about to, force all these wars and do all these false flag events and blame it on Russia and have a cyber attack and blame it on Russia. Look, they're going to do everything in their power to convince you American people that Russia is the enemy. Now they lying, talking about Russia said they're going to invade Poland, which they ain't even on the agenda. Putin said, look, we don't want Poland. We just want to stop you from moving on our borders and trying to take over the Ukraine, and we'll be straight, man. But now they're gonna create a false flag and blame it on Russia that they attacked Poland, so that all the UN can get involved. They can be justified in going to war with Russia, man. So hey, these things are all gonna happen, man. All right, and I'm gonna show you that. But let me finish this. Let me get what I wanted though, because I got some more articles dealing with war, but that ain't the one I wanted for this. For that Job, the 5th chapter. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So let me go back to this Job, the 5th chapter. Hey, because hey, we're definitely gonna need it, man. We're gonna have to be protected during what these devils are about to unleash. All right. And this is the article I was talking about. It says, World Economic predicts new disease X will kill billions by 2030, man. Now, how are they able just to predict that there's going to be some new virus, some new disease that's going to kill billions of people in 5 years? Because they're orchestrating it, man. They're quarterbacking this whole thing. They have these type of diseases and biological weapons. They was doing that over there in the Ukraine. They had biolabs, man. What the hell do you think the C-19er came from? It didn't come from no fucking cave when the wrong bat met the wrong pig, man. If we know exactly where it came from, man. They chefed that whole shit up, and they got even deadlier things. Remember, I always say this, Bill Gates said it. Well, we believe the next pandemic is going to get everybody's attention, and they start giggling. That's why the World Economic Forum is able to say this, because they're the ones that's going to, they have the ability to press the button on this shit, man. See, hey, this is all coming 2024, man. Remember, they said they're going to kill billions by 2030. That means that's just going to be happening leading up to 2030. And we're already in 2024. And remember, whatever projection numbers they give you, they're looking to do it even sooner than that, man. They're hoping by 2030 it's all done and they got that many people finished off and they have their plans already in order, from what they're going to unleash on the people by 2030, man. See, this is why this Job, the 5th chapter, is so crucial. This is why that Psalms 33rd chapter is so crucial. It says the 2024 agenda is one for the ages. Attendees will be required to watch Pfizer's Albert Bourla and OpenAI Sam Altman talk about how the elite plan to use AI to take over the world. They'll see eugenicist Bill Buckman Gates advancing the climate hoax. John Kerry will talk about how to abolish fossil fuels. We will also see Klaus Schwab sit down for an exclusive interview with the second highest ranking Chinese government official. Let me get to the point. It says the description for the discussion reads, with fresh warnings from the WHO, that an unknown disease X could result in 20 times more fatalities than the CV pandemic. What novel efforts are needed to prepare healthcare systems for the multiple challenges ahead? See? So they ain't just talking about this shit like it's just some random occurrence, because this is part of the agenda, man. This is more of that, how they're gonna scare the shit out of everybody into bowing down and being corralled into this WEF, man. Into giving who the total permanent control over every aspect of government. You see? And they're already talking about you got this damn triple shit, some triple sickness that's already brewing up. So, that's more of the tactics and more of the fear. Whether they're going to do it or not, we don't know, but we see they're talking about these things. They're putting it out there in the atmosphere. They're putting it out there and telling you that this thing can be on the horizon, which is going to be another reason for them to initiate lockdowns and social distancing and masking up. But if this so-called disease X do what they wanted to do, there ain't gonna be none of that, man. It's just the body's just gonna hit the floor, man. You see, and this is what we're trying to be delivered and protected from. You see, this is why we're coming out here by our faith and by our works, and like I read in 2nd Ezra 9, to be delivered from these perils, man. Yeah, because right now everything is on the table. All prophecy is out here, man. That famine, death, great destruction, man. The whirlwind of judgment. The Lord allowing Esau on the left hand to just really get busy out here, man. And to use a lot of that technology and his birthright to come at all you wicked people out here, man. You see? So let me read this again. Psalms 5:19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, and the goddamn disease X can be classified as one of those troubles, man. It says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. You see? And what Esau is trying to do is very evil, man. You see, diabolical plan of the wicked, man. This is why the scriptures tell you in Psalm 64 to hide us from the secret counsel of the wicked, man. Their thoughts are very deep. They ain't meeting at these meetings just to bullshit. They're doing this because they're really planning on doing all these things because they know that their time is short. All right. It says, in famine, it says, yea, in several there shall no evil touch thee, and famine he shall redeem thee from death. And famine is coming, because guess what? You're gonna start seeing the result of that whole situation that's happening over there in the Red Sea, with all those ships and America over there blasting those Houthis, the Suez Canal, what's that shit called over there? Over there in the Red Sea, man. That's stopping a lot of business from being made. That's stopping a lot of transactions from happening, and a lot of those ships are carrying goods and stuff that usually get shipped all around the world. Hey, that shit is drying up because that whole Red Sea situation. That's going to cause famine. That's going to cause things to get more expensive. That's going to cause people to have less access to foreign goods, man. Televisions, computers, grain. Because a lot of the grain and a lot of the nitrogen comes from those different parts of the earth, man. That makes its way over here to America. So that's going to eventually dry up. And we know that war, brings famine because, shipping routes get blocked up. Those boats, they ain't going to want to take the chance of sending their shipments on that dangerous high seas when in the middle of war and ships being sunk. So that's going to cause things to dry up and famine to happen, But guess what? The Lord said we're going to be delivered out of it. The Lord said that his servants are going to eat and drink, man. It says, and in war from the power of the sword. And we know that war is coming, man. It says, thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. Hey, that disease X could be a huge destruction. But the Lord said, what? We're going to be hid from that. The Lord can give his men of the Lord, total immunity from biological weapons that the Lord's going to allow Esau to drop and rain down in certain particular cities and towns and places, man. See, Lord willing. It says, neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth, for thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. And thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace, and thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin. See? And that's exactly what we're going to need in these dangerous and these perils that are coming, man. So we're going to need to be delivered from all these things, man, And we want to be on the right side of all of these things, all right? So now what does it say? In war, all right? That's another thing that's happening out here, man. Let me get this one. It says, like I said, it says, what do you call a war with China plus a war with Russia plus a colossal war in the Middle East? That's World War III, man, which is not going to be thwarted. They're not going to have peace talks. They're not. He even had those. The Israelis said, "Look, we're planning on fighting this war all of 2024," and we know that eventually America is going to get involved over there with those small hats. The least of the flock is going to draw out America to get involved in that war. And then eventually, that war in the South China Sea is going to pop out. So you're going to have America fighting on all these different fronts. And guess what? America's army recruitment and their military service recruitment is on an all-time low, man. And the military is weak, man. They're getting rid of all the good patriots, all of the military servicemen that really want to be in the military, that really want to fight for this country. They're all leaving because they forced them to take that stupid jab, man. They forced them out by forcing them to take those injections, and they're all jacked up by it. And what do you have now? A very weak, sissified military, man. I dare you to Google the head of the Space Force, man. It's a straight transgender, man. It's a guy that thinks he's a woman, is the head of the Space Force, man. You got the admiral is a goddamn transgender as well, man. So the American military is a joke, man. Nobody's taking it serious. It's weak. They don't have no recruitment. The men are all pussified. They had the military men wearing high heels. They take what do you call it, sensitivity training. While meanwhile, these other militaries of the world are getting all hardened. They're hard as steel. You're right. They have pride to fight and defend their country, while this place is deteriorating right before your very eyes, man. It is all part of the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, so that this place can be utterly destroyed. Let me get this precept real quick. think it's Exodus. I mean Ezekiel. Let me see. Here we go. Jeremiah 51 and 30. It says, "The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed." And that's the force of the American military right now. The Babylonian military, man. They don't want to fight. They don't want to go to Russia, man. Like I said, a lot of them have been affected by this whole stabby jabby. A lot of them have been demoralized. A lot of them are weak. You know, they got trannies doing all their recruitment, man. And they don't want to fight, man, because a lot of them are waking up to the fact that the reason why they're, going to these different countries and fighting these wars are all for the interests of the bankers. You know, like I said, a lot of them have been, they've been weakened. They're all soy boys. They're all emotional. They all can't get no box. You know, they're just weak. They're fragile. A lot of them are too out of shape to pass a goddamn fitness test. And a lot of them are heavily sedated by these prescription drugs, to where they ain't even in their right mind, man. So they ain't fit for battle. They ain't fit for nothing but to be thrown into that great meat grinder, man. It says their might have failed. They've become as women, and that's literally, man. Metaphorically and physically. Now you got the American military. They're paying for their servicemen to get sex changes, man. And if they ain't getting sex changes, they're physically and mentally as weak as women, emotional. All right, like I said, they're out of shape. You know, a lot of them got too much estrogen and soy in their diet, and they ain't fit to go and fight no goddamn seasoned Russian soldiers or some Chinese soldiers or some Iranian soldiers who've been fighting ever since they've been fucking young kids, man. And like I said, they have purpose and they have a pride to defend their country, man. And they know that all these other countries of their militaries have been beefed up, and they know that America is weakened for the taking. So they're pumped up to fight. They're ready to go. But it says what? They have become as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babylon that his city is taken at one end. That's eventually what's going to happen, man. This place is going to be taken nuclearly, you know. It's going to be taken and bent over and done in, man. All right. Where's another one I have? Look at this. It says, Sweden told to prepare for potential war with Russia, you see? And Sweden is part of the UN or NATO, one of them. Like I said, that's all being cooked up, and that's all being propagandized, man. They're going to do some type of false flags where they're going to blame or fake an attack on Poland so that they can go to direct war with Russia and bring the UN and bring in the United States and all their allies, man. And that's when things is going to get cooking, man. That's when it's really going to get hot. And that's when all these nations are going to gather up, and we're going to see this third world war gets fought, man. All right, this is something that we're praying that happens sooner rather than later, man, so we can get the hell up out of here. But first, you know, the MOTB got to come and other final prophecies, but this is one of the major ones that we're looking for, and we see it all being cooked up, and we're seeing it all being prepared, man. See? Yeah, and then you got the America and UK blasting those Houthis, man. But it's all leading to this third world war, man. All right, and the Lord is hustling the most. Let me get if I can get that. Let me get this Joel, the 3rd chapter. Yeah, let me see. Let's talk about the missiles. This is Isaiah 13:4. It says, the noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, you see? Let's just get that word for mustereth. And the Lord is working on the minds of these different nations and these kings to fight this war. It's out of their control, man. See, because this is all the movie and the great directing of the great director, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. And these devils can't deviate from the will of the Most High, man. Who have resisted his will? See? And the word for muster is paquad, it says to attend to, muster, reckon, visit, to pay attention to seek, look about for, to visit upon, to punish, to appoint, assign, lay upon as a charge, you see? It says to muster, to call up, to be, to commit and trust. That's what the Lord's doing, man. He's getting these nations all positioned and all in the proper place in the mind frame to bring in this great destruction, man. It says they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land, which is ultimately Babylon the Great, America, man. The Lord is going to cause it to where these nations are going to eventually shoot their nuclear missiles here on Babylon the Great, man. Verse 6, it says, Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh is at hand, and it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Every man's heart here in the land of Babylon and these other different places around the world where the Lord is going to allow these nuclear missiles to hit, the heart is going to literally melt, man, from the million-degree heat of these nuclear missiles, man. It says, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames, right? That's going to be the last thing who's ever not part of the elect here on the soils of America is going to see. Is their eyes going to gather flames as they are being swept with that besom of destruction from these nuclear missiles. It says, behold, the day of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. You see? And that's ultimately why the Lord is cooking up this third world war, man. So that Babylon can be totally annihilated, and that these and that great judgment can come, man. See? So he can destroy Babylon the Great. He can make this whole land desolate, and the land of our final captivity can be totally annihilated, and we can be avenged, man. And we're going to have a bird's eye view, and we're going to see that lake of fire, which is Babylon the Great, America, burning in that day, man. It says, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in its going forth, and the moon shall not cast her light to shine, because the nuclear missile is going to totally blot out the sun and the moon, man. This place is going to burn, baby, burn, man. All right? It says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And who's the proud? Esau, Edom. And where is the seat of his pride is here in America, Babylon the Great, with his military, man. And that's why the Lord is doing such a beautiful job of weakening this place, and he's slowly taking Esau's blessing, which is the sword, right out of his hands, man. All right, he thinks he's going to use artificial intelligence. He's going to have some type of technology to, to position himself to further his kingdom. But he's sadly mistaken, man. Remember, the Lord has a snare and a trap set for this damn devil, Esau, Edom, man. All right, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible, and I will make a man more precious than fine gold. Which man is that? That's the elect, the chosen of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua are going to be those precious men in that day. It says, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger, man. And to tell you that this place is going to shake to and fro like a drunkard man, man. Once all these nuclear missiles that all these nations possess, all the ones the Lord have slated to hit Babylon the Great, hit this place, it's going to shake the whole earth, man. It's going to literally rearrange the whole, the continents, and everything's going to be shifted and changed, man. And America's going to be left that permanent desert, as the Bible speaks about, man. And this is all part of that third world war, which our Lord and Savior Yahushua will make his grand return in the midst of all of that, man. All right, they're going to try to sit back and fight Yahushua as they're in the midst of fighting one another in this third world war, man. All right, they're all being gathered even as we speak, man. And it's beautiful, But these nations really think they're out here doing their own thing. They think they're out here moving and shaking to establish themselves and to position themselves, trying to think they're going to be the next superpower. These BRICS nations are all getting together, thinking that they're going to somehow, come out victorious and come out on top. But they're all being set up for the okie-doke. All right? They're all being played by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, man. Hey, it's a beautiful thing to see. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. With these Gentiles are talking about the actual heathens, man, not the Israelite foreigners. It says, prepare war It didn't say perhaps we'll have war or pretend you're going to have war. It says prepare war, man. You see? It says, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. And you see that happening, man. You know, like I said, look what's happening over there in the Red Sea. You know, you got Russia getting ready. China's getting ready, you know. Iran's getting ready. The Saudis are eventually going to prepare. You got the Swedes over there preparing, you know. Everybody is literally preparing for this great third world war, man. It says, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And now these other nations that was weak, now they possess nuclear capabilities. They possess the nuclear missile. They're making alliances and having different deals with other countries to where it's allowing them to be militarily just as powerful as Babylon the Great America is, man. Now you got Russia now is leading the world in nuclear power, man. I think even China's navy has surpassed Babylon's navy, man. And like I said, you got all these different BRIC nations that are linking up together, and they're strong militarily, man. Even some of the UN nations that are part of the EU, that are part of the UN, like Turkey, even they're going to eventually backtrack and join sides with Russia, and they're one of the most powerful allies over there in the Middle East that America and the EU think they have. Well, the scriptures even tell you that even her allies are going to turn around and burn her with fire. So this place is destined for nuclear annihilation, man. This place is destined to be destroyed, man. And the Lord is just putting all the pieces in place, man. And we're just sitting back and watching it, man. All right? And they're all being, what's going to say? It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. See, that's why the Lord is allowing all these things to happen. Like I said, the Lord is setting these heathens up to be gathered through this third world war so that he can come and ultimately judge them, man. He's going to come in the midst of all of that. And he's going to whoop their ass, man. He's going to have a flawless victory. See? It says, come to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Most High's judgment. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And the beautiful part about it is we're out here literally telling them this is what the Lord has set them up to do. And guess what? These nations are still going to do it. They're not going to deviate from the plan. They're not going to upset prophecy, man. They know we're out here saying that we're telling them what they're going to do before they even do it. And guess what? They're still going to do it, man. They're still going to be gathered down there in the valley of Jehoshaphat to be judged by Yahweh, man. But it shows you that the Lord is the total author and the total mastermind behind all of this, man. You see? It says, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Look at this precept. I think I got that one too. Yep, I got that one. I'll get it later. It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get ye down, for the press is full. Who's going to come down and get them? It's Yahweh and the angels, man. It says, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Yahweh will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel. See? And that's why they're all being set up to get into this third world war, just so that they can be judged and that they can be destroyed, man. You know? It's beautiful, man. Let me get this. That goes right with it, man. And the prophets, they all seen this. They seen these nations being gathered. They seen them fighting this third war, and in the midst, they're going to stop and try to fight against Yahweh, man. And that's when they're going to be broken without hand. Because remember, the Lord's not going to meet them as a man. He's coming in all of his glory. He's coming in all of his splendor, man. All right? And he's going to triumph magnificently over these heathens, man. This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. Let me see. This is and I saw heaven opened, like I just read, you know. That's why I said, come down. The fats is full. You know, they're ready. Who's going to come down? Yahweh and the angels, man. He's going to come on that cloud, that white horse, which is the chariots of Israel, what you would call a UFO, man. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And that horse represents power. It represents the chariots. And white means pure. because he's coming in pure righteousness, pure power, and his pure glory, man. All right. It says, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness does he judge and make war. You see? So Yahweh Shah is coming back to make war. That's why he's gathering you nations, thinking that you're about to make war. You're about to position yourselves to be set up as the next world power. But really, Yahweh Shai is setting all of you heathen up and all of your power and your might in that valley of Jehoshaphat, just so he can subdue you and checkmate you, man. And his name is going to be exalted in that day. And when the smoke and the dust clears, he's going to stand victorious, man. And guess what? The elect, we're going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shai in that day, man. All right? It says, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness does he judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. And read Isaiah the 63rd chapter, man. This is symbolic of how much destruction and judgment he's going to bring upon these nations and their armies, man. It says, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, which is going to be the angels, man. The other UFOs, the other chariots. Yahweh Shai, he's not coming back alone, man. He's coming with his army, with the army of Israel. And this is why we're constantly telling you, Jake, look, man, that's why Yahweh Shai said, wait ye upon me. Let me get that real fast, man. All right? So we don't have no business trying to take up arms, trying to fight against Esau, trying to have our own army. Look, our army is coming. Our army is in the heavens, man. With Yahweh Shai in the holy host, man. So we got to wait upon Yahweh Shai, and he's on his way, man. All right? This is, I'm reading this in the NLT. This is Zephaniah chapter 3. This is Zephaniah 3 and 8. It says, therefore be patient, says Yahweh. Soon I will stand and accuse these evil nations. For I have decided to gather the kingdoms of the earth and pour out my fiercest anger and fury on them. All the earth will be devoured by the fire of my jealousy. And that jealousy is coming for the avengement of the 12 tribes of Israel, man. He's going to get these nations for all that they have done unto the apple of his eye, unto his people, to his chosen people, all right? It says, then will I purify the speech of all people so that everyone can worship Yahweh together. My scattered people who live beyond the rivers of Ethiopia will come to present their offerings. On that day you will no longer need to be ashamed, for you will no longer be rebels against me. I will remove all proud and arrogant people from among you. There will be no more haughtiness on my holy mountain. Those who are left will be lowly and humble, for this is they who trust in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. The remnant of Israel will do no wrong. They will never tell lies or deceive one another. They will eat and sleep in safety, and no one will make them afraid. Sing, O daughter of Zion, shout aloud, O Israel. Be glad and rejoice with all your heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. For Yahweh will remove his hand of judgment and will disperse the armies of your enemies. And Yahweh himself, the King of Israel, will live among you. See? And that's why what the Lord is coming back to do is so significant, because that's what's going to clear up our captivity. That's what's going to keep us at peace. And that's what's going to ultimately establish us in our kingdom and in our righteousness, man. And the Lord's going to change these vile bodies to be like his glorious bodies. We're going to receive those new bodies, law, statutes, and commandments in our inward part, and we're going to reign with Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man. See, so that's why we're so passionate in the return of Yahweh Shai, because we know that it entails our salvation and our vengeance and our the punishment of these different heathen nations, man. All right. So this is going to be a great day, man. And this is why the Lord is going to have this third world to come and this third world's war to happen, man. You know, so that he can be glorified. He can be, glorified in that day, and he's going to establish the righteousness of the kingdom, and he's going to deliver us from our enemies. And from, I'll get that next, Lord willing. It says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen and white. So the same thing as Zephaniah saw, I'm reading right now in Revelation 19, man. You know, after Yahushua came and judged all these nations and their armies, man. It says, and the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, and out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. So how the hell are these nations going to receive salvation from the Most High when he's coming to judge and to smite all of these nations and their armies, man? And that's the beginning of him totally subjugating these heathen nations under the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Under King David, under Yahushua, King David, and the 144, man. So how the hell are they going to receive any type of salvation? Because the Lord would have said it here, right? He would have said, I'm going to smite the nations, but the few of the heathen that repent, that can receive salvation, will be gathered with me. They won't have to be in this punishment. He didn't say that, man. It said what? It says, he shall smite the nations and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, man. He's going to rule them with a rod of iron, man. That means they're going to be in subjection under him, not sitting next to him or excused from this judgment. Damn 32 demons, man. All right? And this is after Yahushua judges all these nations and destroys their armies, man. They're going right into slavery, man, into subjugation under Yahushua. It says, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty. And he had on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that they may eat the flesh of kings, and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great, because it's going to be a great feast in that day, man. It's going to, and these birds are going to feast on all the carcasses of these heathens and these heathen nations and their armies and their military men, man. So how the hell are a few of the nations going to receive salvation out of that, man? It's not true. You niggas is bugged out and you teaching false doctrines. That's why Yahweh Shemi Shai going to deal with you guys, man. Them niggas probably got a white girlfriend now. Probably getting some of that Becky, and they're thinking now, she is Israelite. Oh, she a goddamn Edomite, man. Fuck up. All right, let me get this. This is what's going to happen after that. This is Psalm chapter 2, verse 4. Psalm Isaiah 2 and 2, it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. You see, this is after Yahushua destroys these nations, and what I just read from Revelation, the 19th chapter, is established, man. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua from Jerusalem, man. Because we're not going to have to teach one another anymore. All shall know the Most High amongst the 12 tribes of Israel, because the Lord is going to put the law, statutes, and commandments in our inward parts, man. So how the hell does that apply to these different heathen nations, man? They're going to have to come and learn of us, man, because they're going to come to the realization that, look, this is where it's at, man. That's where the mountain, the government of righteousness and purity lies, is amongst the 12 tribes of Israel. And we're going to have to go to them to learn. We're going to have to go to them to be put on, man. See? What was I about to get? Oh. Here we go. And this is in the kingdom of heaven. After we're delivered and after we're saved, this is what's gonna happen. This is Jeremiah 31:33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. They shall teach no more every man his neighbor. See? So we're not going to have to teach one another. So obviously what I'm reading in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, those that's going to come to the mountain of the Lord are going to be these heathen nations, man. Because they're going to have to learn how, and to be taught how to serve Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Because we're all going to be a nations of kings and priests, man. So obviously they're not going to receive salvation, because ultimately salvation is us being delivered from our enemies, man. Us being at rest. Us having the law, statutes, and commandments put within our inward parts, man. So obviously they're not going to receive salvation, man, because if that was the case, then we wouldn't have to teach them. It would already be within them, niggas. It says, and they shall teach no man, they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. For they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. See? It says, thus saith Yahweh, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves roar thereof. Yahweh of hosts is his name. See? So that ain't applying to these other nations when I'm reading right now in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, man. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem, man. Come on, man. See, this is all after Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai gets busy on these heathen nations. You see, in verse 4, and he shall judge among the nations. Come on, man. So how are we going to have to judge among the nations if some of them are going to receive salvation? Because they're not. And shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they know war anymore. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk in the light of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, therefore thou hast forsaken, that was the point I wanted, you see? And that's why, you know, hey, that's why this third world war needs to happen. And this is why we're so patiently waiting for all these prophecies to be fulfilled, man. So that we can get the hell up out of here, man. And these nations, they ain't gonna make it out of here, man. All right, hey, Lord's gonna rise up on all these heathens and their armies and their and their sovereignty, man. All right, this is Psalms chapter 76, verse 8. It says, let me see. I'm gonna read up. This is us. Let me get this, man. Start at 1. Psalm 76 and 1. It says, and Judah is the Most High known. His name is great in Israel, and Salem also is his tabernacle, and his dwelling place in Zion. There break he the arrows of the bow, the shield, and the sword, and the battle. That's what he's going to do when he rises up into these nations, man. All right? Thou art more glorious and excellent than the mountains of prey. Thou stout-hearted art spoiled. Who's the stout-hearted ultimately? Starting with Esau, Edom, and these heathens, man. And they have slept their sleep, and none of the men of might have found their hand. At thy rebuke, O Most High of Jacob, both the chariot and horse are cast into a deep sea, into a dead sleep. And that's what it's going to do to these nations, man. It says, thou, even thou, art to be feared, and who may stand in thy sight when once thou art angry? Hey, that's what the Lord is going to show when Yahweh Shai crack those clouds and come back with the angels, man. He's not going to meet these nations and these heathen as a man. He's going to come in all of his glory. The scriptures tell you that he's going to come. He's going to come with that shout, man. All right. He's coming with that great anger and in his vengeance. I read that in what? Isaiah the 14th chapter, man. It says, thou didst cause judgment to be heard from heaven, that earth feared and was still. When the Most High arose to judgment to save all the meek of the earth, Selah, who is that? The 12 tribes, man. They're the elect. You see? Surely the wrath of man shall praise thee, the remainder of wrath shall thou restrain. Vow and pay unto Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai your power. Let all that be around about him bring presents unto him that ought to be feared. He shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is terrible to the kings of the earth, man. See? And he's going to show that greatness, and he's going to show that when he rises upon these damn heathens, man. You see? So that's exactly what we're waiting for, you know? But that's why, you know, hey, this is Lord willing is going to lead up to that, to Yahweh Shai coming back, you know? It's going to lead up to Jacob's trouble, all this, the hell and the pestilence and the famine and the death and the judgments and the apparitions and more visitations, man. It's going to eventually lead until this third woe, the MOTB, the hour of temptation, and ultimately Yahweh Shai cracking those clouds and coming back to deliver his elect and to rage war upon these different heathen nations so that his name can be exalted and that he can be, sit on high, man. And his name alone is going to be exalted in that day, and the Israelites were going to be delivered and saved, man. We're going to have rest from our, and then get that, I'll close it with that. That Luke, the first chapter, man. See? And all this greatness and all this salvation is only coming to the Israelites, man. All right? And you nations are going to see it, and you're going to witness it. All right? This is Luke chapter 1, verse 67. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 67. And his father Zacharias was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied, saying, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people, and have raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, which is Yahushua. That's why he's coming back in all that glory and that splendidness upon that white horse, man. That's when that's going to be fulfilled. You know, that horn, which represents power, is going to be Yahushua when he comes back. It says, and as he has spoken by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hands of all that hate us. And that's why these nations are being gathered into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Multitudes in the valley of decision, man. All right? It says, so we should be saved from our enemies and from the hands of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he swore to our father Abraham, that he will grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear and holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our life, which is going to be in the kingdom of heaven, man. You know, this is why we're going to be, that's why we got to have that change in the covenant to be put within our inward parts, so that we're not going to sin and rebel. The Lord's not going to have a reason to put us in captivity, or to have our enemies raised up, or put us, or to rise up against us, Nate. We're going to be totally perfected, totally at one with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in the kingdom of heaven. It says, and thou, child, shalt be called the prophet of the highest, for thou shalt go before the face of Yahweh to prepare his way, to give knowledge of salvation unto his people by the remission of their sins, through the tender mercy of our power, whereby the day spring from on high hath visited us, to give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, to guide our feet into the way of peace, which is what this glorious gospel is doing, which is what Yahushua is bringing down right now upon, you know, is sending down the Holy Spirit upon us to receive, you know, that light in the darkness, and to breathe within us this understanding and this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says that to give light to them that sit in darkness and in the shadow of death, which is, where's the shadow of death? Here in Babylon the Great, America, man. See? And to guide our feet into the way of peace, man. All right? And these things are all taking place right now. We're praying, Lord willing, we're part of that number and part of the elect that's going to receive that salvation from Yahushua in these last days, man. So with that, I'm going to close it there. Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and the glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to all you brethren preaching this word in all sincerity and truth. To the next one, shalom.